All right, lesson 5, ranking. So let's first talk about page speed, which is a ranking factor, particularly for mobile. So page speed is how fast a page takes to load. It's a ranking factor in Google. Mobile users leave sites that don't load in 3 seconds or less. There's tons of studies. You've got some stuff on screen here about how most of the sites, or most people expect sites to load quickly and that they abandon them if they don't. You lose conversions if sites are loading too slow. A little bit more from Google and data around why you need to load quickly. So there's a couple things that will impact how fast a page loads. So everyone thinks it's your server. It could be your server, but there's other things too. So you could have inefficient coding on the page. Instead of externalizing your CSS and JavaScript files, it's on page so that Google actually needs to read it as they're reading through the code instead of just referencing one file. It has to do with the number of calls that they've got. That's the other thing. You could have multiple files out there that Google needs to call in order to load the page instead of one. You could have a bunch of images that are too heavy. So doing a lot of things around improving the load of images helps. So there's a couple ways to actually check your page speed as you're doing an audit for a client. The tool I love is GTmetrix. By default, when you log in, you're going to be able to crawl. I think it defaults to Canada, but you can create a free account and pivot that to the US if you want, or if it's international, they have other locations they could crawl from. The other thing I usually like to do is actually compare at least the client's homepage to the competitors' homepages. So that's what Web Page Test lets you do, again, free. And that way you can create this video and ship it to your client about how slow they are in relation to their competitors. And then I've got some other testing tools there. The Test My Site creates this pretty PDF thing that you can send to a client. And then Google just announced that their PageSpeed tool is actually going to start rolling out with better functionality than it does now. So it's possible we'll start using that more frequently than GTmetrix. So this is what GTmetrix looks like. You can tell that it sort of just gives you a score, and then you can actually open up all those carets. And so under Optimize Images, it will show you all the files that it thinks that you should optimize. So super helpful. There's also Google's Test My Site, which gives you this pretty PDF that you can ship to a client. And then there's not a screenshot, but I'm also going to add a link to your PageSpeed timings tool within Google Analytics. So it might not be the home page that's slow, though it could be, oftentimes it is, but it could be that there's other key subpages that are really slow. And you can't find that out unless you take a look. Well, I'm sure you could in server logs, but the easiest way to find it is in Google Analytics with that page speed timing report.